And a very good day to you, and welcome to the program. We are standing in the chapel which my late dad and I built in 1900, wait for it, and 80. That's almost 43 years ago. But I want to tell you, it's a special place. And we're in the chapel because it's very windy outside, but I've got a special message for you today. You know, early this morning, I was praying for the sick. You see, my office sends me lists of people who have prayer requests. The brokenhearted. Some are mourning the loss of loved ones who have died with the COVID-19 epidemic. Others have gone bankrupt. Others are dealing with divorce and suicide and broken relationships. And you know, it really overwhelms me sometimes, but I've got to go back to God every time. You know why? Because He understands. You see, folks, you can't say to somebody, I understand, if you haven't been there yourself. Now, if we go to Psalm 147 and verse 3, the Bible says, He heals the brokenhearted. He binds up their wounds. That's what Jesus does. Jesus understands. Why? Because He's been there. He has watched His own people betray Him. You know, He didn't start with 12 disciples. He started with at least 120 disciples. And what happened? They left Him. And He was left with 12 faithful men. And what happened then? 3 of the 12 denied Him. That's right. Judas Iscariot sold Him for 30 pieces of silver. Can you imagine how that must feel? Peter, who was his leader, appointed leader, denied Him 3 times. And Peter said, Lord, I will never leave you. I will die for you. And he denied Him 3 times before the cock crowed. Remember? And what about Thomas? Thomas the doubter. He says, I'll believe it when I see it. I don't even believe that He's been raised from the dead. When I can put my fingers in the holes in His hand, and I can put my hand in His side where the spear pierced Him, then I'll believe it. And of course, Jesus stood right in front of him. Remember? He didn't knock at the door. He didn't open the door. He just appeared in front of Thomas. And Thomas got on his knees. He said, my Lord and my God. He said, yes, Thomas, you believe because you've seen. Blessed are those, and that's you and me, by the way, who haven't seen me and yet believe. Jesus understands betrayal. I'm talking to a lady there who your husband has run off with another woman, and you can't come to terms with it. Speak to Jesus. He knows. He will comfort you. I'm speaking to a family who have just lost a loved one. Maybe a granny or a granddad who just succumbed to the coronavirus, and you just can't face up to it. Speak to Jesus. He knows. By the way, I know I've been through those things. Oh, yes, I have indeed. Personally. And I'm telling you, at the end of the day, all your friends, all your family can do their best to comfort you, but there is only one who will really comfort you. And He's the one who understands suffering because He's been there. He's watched people betray Him. Okay? He's watched people that He's trusted fall into sin. He has been misrepresented. He's been mocked. He's been treated with injustice, accused of things He never did. Right? He's been lonely. When He's asked them, just pray with me, boys, please, and they went to sleep. He understands weeping and despair. He's done both of those. But I tell you what, He's risen from the dead, and He's overcome all of it, and you are too when you put your trust in Jesus Christ. Why? Because He cares and because He understands. So until the next time, remember, there is a friend who sticks closer than any brother. Goodbye.